Okay. 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 Can y'all hear us now?
Y'all
I think
here?
y'all
Is it
can hear us
silent?
now. Life. Life. Okay, let's try this again. Hey, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome in to another episode of Our Sisters Keeping the Tyler Perry Live. Tyler Perry Sisters Live After Show. Which your good sis you love to talk TV with. And
Your girl Allie Nick giving it to you when I give it to you, but always in the nick of time.
always in the nick of time. Sorry we late, y'all. Sorry we late. Life be lifing.
Sorry, y'all.
Sorry we late. However, I feel some of the things that we discussing and the things that Ellie and I are going through right now is going to make some for great content later on down the line. It's going to make for
Mm,
great content. We got you.
seriously.
But we appreciate your patience and thank y'all for joining us live. I actually did my breakdown while the episodes was on commercial because your girl is road tripping to Sundance. So as soon as I get off of here, I'm getting in the car and I'm going. So I ain't had time and I already got my edited. So it's going to drop right after this. If you have not subscribed
Good.
already, be sure to do so. Let me go ahead and shout y'all out because y'all was in here in full effect. Kenny, Hey Boo, Tracy B, Shell Jones, thank you for signing up for the membership and supporting the channel, honey. Hey Janelle, hey Demetria, hey Nikki Baby, hey Miriam, hey Trina, hey Perspective Plans. How are you, honey? Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Y'all was having a good old conversation before we popped up in here. Hey Sephora, hey Mimi Loves Peace. Jamira, Demetria, did I say your name? I hope I did. 60 plus ED. Hello, boo. You always forget to unmute. I always forget to. Always. But me and Allie was over here like, girl, I'm going through it. Me too. So at least that was the thing. At least y'all wasn't, big brother in
Yeah.
us. Hey, Kelly Hester Jones. How are you, honey? Hey, Diva. Welcome in, y'all. Save Sister Brandon. All right, y'all. We got a new Tyler Perry Sisters episode. Alien. Well, first, Tracy B said, Ellie, the snow in Florida. Did you get snow?
We didn't get snow, but in Tallahassee, which is like 3 hours away where I used to live, covered. Florida A&M, Florida State students having a ball. Slaying down, and Tallahassee is very hilly, so they slaying down the hills and all of that. But we didn't get any snow. But let me tell y'all something. It is cold as I don't know what. It is cold.
When I
And I
tell
think
y'all, I'm raining
tomorrow,
back to the West Coast because it was 75
girl,
degrees today.
girl, I think our high tomorrow is, I think it's 49, 50. Like that's the high.
Dang, in
Yeah,
Florida. But then
in
y'all's
Florida,
president want to act like global warming ain't real.
girl. The
Interesting.
beaches are frozen. Like beaches are frozen in Florida. It's wild.
Uh, y'all be safe. If y'all are in areas where the weather is weathering, how it's not supposed to be weathering, be safe. Move with
Yes,
caution. Stay in
please.
where you can. All right, some of y'all already put the ratings in because we were a little bit late. Let me go ahead and add these up. Trina gave it a 4. Demetria gave it a 5. Janelle gave it a 6. Tracy B gave it a 4. Perspective Plan said a 7.25. Just that. Janelle says I was going to give it a 5, but then I threw the extra point because I loved how the doctor spoke extensively about sickle cell anemia. Yes. Immediately,
Yes.
yes. Allie, is Yolanda new to the writer's room? Because I saw the name Yolanda as a writer for this episode, and I said I don't remember her. I don't
I don't
remember
remember her
her.
either.
But she wrote that Dr. Scene. She wrote that down. 100%. Any other ratings, y'all, before we get into it? Kenny Ford said a 3.2. A 3.2. Brandon said a 6. Mel Cunningham, hey, welcome in. Gave it a 4.5. Kelly Hester Jones says a 5. Sorry, not at 7 degrees in Philly. Yeah, my grandmother in
Mm.
Baltimore, she was like, it's going to be 9 degrees tomorrow, Eric. I said, bundle up.
Whoa.
I cannot. I cannot do it no more. I can't. Janelle says it's 16 degrees where she at. Child, bless your heart. Chicago, I know it's going through it. Mimi Loves Peace gave the episode a 5. Save Sister gave it a 6.5. What you rate the episode, Allie?
A 5.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you why though. we going back to this chop and screw with these
Mm.
scenes.
Mhm. Mhm.
That irritates me. The scene with Karen and Fatima, there was no reason why it was like 4 scenes of them. Like that annoyed the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Gary's scene, there was no reason for that scene to be that extensive when nothing really was happening.
Yeah.
Like when they do that, it kind of just messes me up. Um,
I
and
agree.
then the fact that they released the scene with Karen and Fatima as a sneak peek, and they played the entire scene, so I already knew what was gonna
So what
happen.
was the point?
I ain't exactly why y'all made this 4 different scenes when you released the sneak peek of the entire scene. I don't know why they're doing that, but mm-mm,
Child. I would
mm-mm.
actually, you know what? Damn, I might actually be giving it a 5. I think I was going to give it a 6.5, but I
Okay.
really might be giving it a 5 because y'all are right. I think that the Rich and Sabrina scenes, well, the Sabrina scenes all together, because even when she took her ass back to the bank and decided to get on her high horse, I enjoyed all of the Sabrina scenes.
Me too.
I didn't like that the Karen and Fatima scene was broken up. I thought that after the first part of it ended, I was like, "This is all you came here for," and I was annoyed. But then once we got to some real, I was like, "Okay, I didn't need to see it." But also, I don't trust it because we've already had y'all have these conversations before. Like, how many times have y'all got on the same page and then y'all not on the same page no more? And I don't think that they overdid it how they could or how they tend to do when it comes to the Fatima character. But the whole my child could call you Mama Tima, like I didn't need that either. Except for if that's gonna be the little parlay into Zach's child calling Aaron daddy. Anything that y'all are giving to Fatima, make sure Aaron's ass get it. And I ain't playing no games with y'all when it comes to that. That's the only reason why I would want to see that. Like I personally don't need to like see the over indexing of them trying to show Karen and Fatima getting along. I know that they're fully capable of it. They're black women. They can do anything. It's that wildebeest Zachary Taylor over at the damn duplex that I'm concerned about. Show that nigga growing. Show that nigga trying to cohabitate. Show that nigga trying to evolve. Show that nigga giving Aaron his flowers. Stop showing me Fatima and Karen. Got it. Good. They good. I don't need to see it no more. Show me Zachary Taylor. Yeah. So maybe I'm right there with you a 5. Mimi, yes,
Yeah.
Monty was tapped in tonight. Sorry, Eddie,
Wasn't
what were you
he?
about to say?
No, I didn't want to go with. I didn't want to say what I had to say about Fatima and Karen if we were going to talk about something
Let's
else
start with
first.
them.
But
Let's
that's
start with
fine.
them. Because I feel like also, I probably did y'all a disservice because when I think about it, I didn't really say much about them in the breakdown that I did. And it's probably because I don't care. And because what they said was not, it wasn't earth shattering. We know that you hoes are fighting over nothing. We know that you hoes just like the same nigga, and this is the problem. And we know what that feels like. So like, I don't know. We don't need it. Go ahead. What were you about to say?
We didn't like. I was trying to be somewhat supportive of the fact that maybe this is, everybody's trying to be mature because children are going to be birthed forth soon. And as you stated, we've seen this several times. I do think for me, this probably was the most mature and serious tones that they've had as far as their conversations are concerned. So, okay, cool. But I just have a strong, I know I'm gonna get some people that got to say what they got to say, but y'all know I don't give two damns. I'm so sick and tired of the propping up of Fatima. And before y'all say anything, I'm not saying that Karen has been innocent, because just like my girl said in this scene, yeah, but back then I didn't give a damn about your feelings. And I can respect that. I can respect that because she was being honest. What I don't like is that you can have Karen have a moment like that of honesty about not caring about Fatima's feelings in that time, but we never hear Fatima acknowledge anything about anything that she's done this entire time. You
Cause
didn't
she
talk
been
about
petty too.
how you've been petty. You didn't talk about how you walked your happy ass into Karen's apartment. Like I literally stopped watching Zatima because I'm sick. I'm sick of it. Thank God you still review it, sis. I can't do it no more. I'm literally
Barely.
done. Like I'm literally done. I'm like every man want Fatima. They can't get over her.
Oh
Every
my
woman wants Zach.
goodness.
Like I cannot deal with this. I can't deal with it. And I know it's gonna be people in the comments. And I'm like, you can say what you want to say, but you still got to deal with the reality. Fatima did not acknowledge anything that she did. She called herself something. Yeah, I had to get you back. Get you back. You walked into this woman's house. I would never get over that. Like you did that and you didn't acknowledge it.
Yep.
But Karen, oh yeah, my child, my baby could call you Mama Tima, which I thought it was funny how she mumbled. I thought it was funny. Even when I thought it was funny when Fatima asked like, should we hug? I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was cute and funny. But I don't need this from them.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I don't need this from them because Karen does not have any emotional or DNA ties to you, as you stated. Um, Zach and Aaron need to get on the same page because you're more than likely going to be the man that's going to be raising my child. I need to make sure me and you here. With Fatima, my child gonna go over there sometimes, but with Zach's daughter, Aaron is gonna be the present father in her life consistently. They need to have a conversation. Why Karen and Fatima having this conversation? And I'm not taking away from the moment. Like I'm not taking away from that. But when you think about it, how many times did we really need it? And I was reading a lot of comments. Oh, it's about time Karen came to her senses. Which I knew what was gonna happen. It's about time Karen did this. It's about time Karen did that. And I'm like, can we just for once acknowledge Fatima's pettiness? Can we once acknowledge the things that she's done, even though you knew this woman was pregnant? Can we please acknowledge the fact how you came to her house and asked her to keep your pregnancy a secret when you went and exposed something that she asked you not to do herself and you did it anyway? None of those things got talked about. So I didn't really give a damn about this moment. Because at the end of the day, it's still going to be Karen admitting what she's done, and Fatima ain't going to say Jack. Same old, same old.
Period. Kenny said, "I would have been fine with the Karen and Fatima scene if they was as equal balance in the scene. It just felt like Fatima was interrogating Karen and she had to grovel to her will. It's annoying. I didn't like the energy from the start. Like I got how you made the directorial choice for her to open the door, you to see Karen, and you to open the door and you to see Fatima. But like she looked like she wanted to fight off rip. You wasn't getting
She
invited into
did.
my house looking like that. Cause what's the problem? Do I need to call the police? What's the
Mm-mm.
problem? Do I need to grab my purse? You got your purse. Do I need to grab my purse? What's happening? But y'all are right.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't actually equal. And but we've seen that consistently happen with the Karen character throughout the series. She always has to humble herself amongst her friends, humble herself amongst her trifling Negro who can't stop sleeping with people and giving her STDs, humble herself even to her employee who decides to try to run her damn business into the ground. Karen is
Yeah.
always the one that got to humble herself. And I think that that is one of the things that further like solidifies for me my resonance with the Karen character because that feels very relatable. Like I feel like I go around being a bigger person far too often when all I want to do is be the little ass person. Like I want to be the being the menace, and I just can't ever really. Like y'all be thinking I be unhinged, y'all be thinking I be a menace, but the stuff I be thinking about, the stuff I be wanting to do, the stuff I be wanting to say,
Yeah.
and it's unfortunate. It's Karen's life. It's definitely her life within this universe. The wildest thing for me though, when we are discussing the imbalance as it pertains to Karen and Fatima, is that it doesn't actually serve the Fatima character at all for her to be getting all of this protection, for her to be scapegoated out of accountability, for her to never really experience these humble moments. If I'm going to go back to like my resonance with the Karen character, it's like she is the only character that has given us such a really in-depth, rich story and growth throughout her presence on the show, regardless of where the writing has been, regardless of the changing in who wrote her, yada 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 yada. Because she has been subjected to the things that she's been subjected to, we have a richness in this character that all the other characters are devoid of.
I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. I just, I will always ride for Karen. And then, like, when I'm communicating with people, I just want to know how can you watch this moment here and just not acknowledge what has been happening for years at this point?
Yep.
What has been happening for years? I just I just want so much for the the character of Karen, because she's had to endure so much. Like, she's the character that had to really go on a journey to mourn a relationship, to understand what that means, what that feels, how it looks like, how to overcome it, how to overcome even in the messiness of it. Like, she's the character that we saw go through that. And then today, I really want to punch Indy in her throat, but we'll get to that chick a little later. You ain't did jack to be sitting up here saying the stuff that you saying, while we got Karen Mott over here, who actually has gone on a journey of reconstructing, a journey of acknowledging, yes, I can be petty, even in the moments that I don't want to, Fatima, but I do it anyway. I didn't really give a damn about your feelings, but now I do. Like, just having those honest moments that I really could appreciate. And I know for me, I appreciate honesty far more than somebody who just cannot even acknowledge the things that they've done, yet they get a pass because, for whatever reason, they get the pass, they get the protection, they get the I don't have to acknowledge, they get the I'm okay, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not really that bad, I'm doing better. And so the same stuff we see that Fatima does with Karen, she do the same things to Zach. I'm okay, I don't need help, I'm doing things better. Are for real? Okay.
Is better in the room with us.
Right. Dear Lord.
Uh, I mean, and then we have this like 4-part series to this scene with her and Karen, only for her to go back to the duplex, for Zach to magically know that she was there, even though we never got her telling Zach that she was going to go see Karen. Was he watching her location? We never get no context about that. And then when she says, "Oh yeah, Karen is over you," yeah, right. We get the joke for that, but we don't get the real, the honesty behind how that actually makes you feel and how he actually feels about it. We're gonna go ahead and just push past that because, oh wait, I might have stepped in it by saying some real stuff, so let me joke it off because yeah, about time. No, you meant that, nigga. It came out on purpose because you really believe that
Mhm.
Karen could not be over you. She's going to forever be obsessed with you, forever want to be in a relationship with you. And that's the position that you hold for Karen within your mind for whatever reason. She's supposed to be there. That's how you see her. And that's supposed to be okay with your fiance in reference to you knowing that and you allowing your ego to be boosted by that. Then you're going to say it, but then try to backtrack it. And then we just get Fatima to nod it off. But Fatima can make an unprecedented, unannounced visit over to Karen to check her about not calling, to get on the same damn page, but you're not even on the same page with your fiance that brought you into this mess. But y'all need to give us the Karen and Fatima scene in 4 parts. It seems like we need to be at that damn duplex a couple more minutes. Because this is where we need to sit. I'm
Okay.
sorry. What? Why are you happy that she's not over, at the thought that she's not over you? Let's unpack that. Let's park it and unpack that.
Yes. We on the same page. I was getting happy listening to you. We are on the same page because when Fatima made that statement and Zach's response was, "Since when, baby? She been over you. She's
Ben.
been over you." Even watching the show, I just think there's a sect of fans who want Karen to continue to pine after Zach and never get over Zach, even though they'll say she need to get over him. She's been showing signs of that for the longest, but yet and still it doesn't get acknowledged. I go back even to the conversation she had with Sabrina, and she made a statement and said, "What? I know you ain't talking about Zach, because we've been over, probably even way before he met Fatima." It's her coming to the acknowledgement of that relationship was over a long, long time ago. The
And
relationship was
all of
over.
the crashing out is the processing of getting over it. But y'all ain't want to hear me though.
Yes.
When I was making them damn videos of season 3 fight for my life, telling y'all that she's giving crazy, but it's not crazy. Giving, this was her processing. This was her cutting the cord. This was her grieving that damn relationship. And every now and again, we do some wild I have done some wild I have done some wild on behalf of homegirls and they niggas. Cause that's what happens. But everybody was too busy trying to focus on the Karen's crazy narrative. When no, Karen was going through the natural ghetto grieving. That's what she was doing. And while Zach was running around hiding it, so while y'all sitting over here trying to co-sign that Karen is still in love with Zach, or that Zach is right because Karen ain't gonna never let Zach go, Zach ain't gonna never let Karen go. Because he's in a relationship right now that he can't even acknowledge his feelings about that, and his ego tied to that. And he has yet to do any of the damn practices that we have seen Karen do to be able to push this man out of her life, her mind, her psyche, and get to a healthy place, which now she's going to be able to co-parent with him but not have no more romantic feelings. Meanwhile, what? His is still in here. They still there. Yeah.
They still there. They still there.
But Karen's crazy, though. Y'all got it.
Crazy and delusion. They love that delusional word.
Child. I'm sorry, Ellie. I think I interrupted. Did you get your point off?
I don't even know, child. I probably did. No, you good. You good. But no, yes to everything that you said. And, you know, that's just how I feel. And I've always stood on this fact of, we watched Karen mourn and go through the necessary things she needed to go through to get over the emotional aspect of her relationship with Zach. Zach did what a lot of men do when they're living with a woman. When that woman tired of his and it's time for him to go, what do men do, ladies? Y'all know. They go find another bed to lay in. And that's exactly what he did. And a lot of times they feel like, because this woman is letting me stay at her house, the least I could do is blow her back out. Which is exactly what Zach was doing. So while we're under the guise of he loved Fatima so much, I'm not saying that he doesn't, and he proposed and they're engaged and now she's pregnant and all this other goodness, Zach has never ever mourned, never ever went through the process of ridding himself of the emotional attachment that he has with Karen. Simply falling in like, lust, or love with another woman does not automatically eradicate the feelings you had previously. So he can say whatever the hell he want to say. He can make jokes about it, but it's still there. And to me, the writers did him a disservice, even to the men who watch the show, about a man's journey when they are in love with a woman. How do they get over that realistically? What does that look like? And having sex with another woman does not rid you of that. I think it was a great missed opportunity.
Yeah.
To show that for the character of Zach.
But that tends to happen when it comes to this couple, because we're so focused on pushing this perfect narrative of this very toxic, problematic, non-perfect ass couple, and then passing it off as if they perfect, as if we don't see that. Yeah, we see that.
Yeah.
Moving on. We're gonna go to Andrea Barnes. Ellie, I'm tired. I don't care about you in this ice cream. I don't care about Miss Marie trying to come and whip your ass into shape. I don't care that Robin's ass thinks he's Jodeci now and going to prove to you with a goddamn boom box outside this stupid ass penthouse. I don't give a damn, Andrea Barnes. Don't take your ass back to the law firm. Take your ass back to the law firm, girl. We do not care.
When I tell you, Andy just touches a nerve with me. First of all, the stuff she was saying to Robin, when Robin was like, you really think that I could stab someone, I could do these things? And when she tells this man, I really want to believe you. Girl, we don't give a damn. We do not care who you believe and who you don't. Why does I really want to believe you, as if you have so much weight and merit? Andy truly is somebody who thinks more highly of herself than she ought. Because it don't be given for me. Even when Miss Marie came. Now, first of all, what I did say, when Miss Marie threw that ice cream, I'm like, Helper, you would have cleaned that up. Cause who the hell are you? Don't be coming here doing stuff like that. And then you get the conversation with Andy telling Miss Marie, we as black women, we're just tired. Why must we fight? I said, Andy, baby, who you fighting?
Who you fighting and when did you show up to the fight, baby? When? Because
When did
I
you
just
show up to the
think I
fight?
might have missed it.
Then when Miss Marie told her she brought her business there because I believe you were gonna take over the firm. I said, baby, Andy doesn't give that. Andy never gave that. Miss Marie, the
Ever.
more you talk, the more I can't really vibe with you. Andy never gave takeover firm.
Ever.
Talking about girl.
Okay. These women really started to piss me off when I feel like they're putting me in a position to say some things that feel very anti-woman when I am 100% pro-woman, specifically pro-black women. So I'm about to say some things right now as it pertains to Andrea Barnes, but trust me when I say I am still very much so pro-black women, just not pro-simple ass black women when they be in the simplest, okay? Andrea Barnes set out her damn mouth that she wants to believe Robin and she just can't bring herself to believe Robin. Why is that? That's what's percolating in my brain. Follow me. You literally can't really believe Robin, one, because you're trusting Fatima and all of her wisdom for whatever the hell that's worth out of nowhere. But most of all, because you have already made this correlation in your brain of Robin to Gary. But that correlation of Robin to Gary is not a one-to-one correlation. The connective tissue is your ass. The part that you missing while you're doing this processing and this thinking on your own because you got a brain and you can think on your own, ain't that what you said? The part that you're missing is that you're the connective tissue. You're questioning this man because you're ultimately questioning you. And at some point, I need you to get to that part of it. I need you to stop kicking Robin all of this goofy ass anger and attitude and frustration and get down to the you questioning your goddamn self again. Because the issue is not actually Robin. The issue is not that you feel like Robin is being a narcissist. You feel like Robin is trying to control you like Gary. The issue is that you think that, or you should be getting to the point now that you know that you choose terrible ass men. That you are attracted to abusive ass, problematic ass, toxic ass relationships. And the problem is you. No, I do not want to be blaming the victim at this point in time, but Andrea Barnes at some point has to take accountability. And watching her continuously berate Robin Autry as if this man is not fighting for her, as if this man is not jumping every time and saying how high every time her ass says jump, as if this man is not conspiring for her damn good while she is actively conspiring for her own downfall. At some point, you got to call a thing, and Andrea Barnes needs to take responsibility for it. You are doubting Robin. You are questioning Robin because you ultimately want to question yourself. But your ego and your narcissism won't let you actually do the self-reflection that your ass needs to do. You're sitting here with this pint of ice cream right now, not because you are tired of fighting. You're sick of your own shit, ho. That's what it is. Can we have that conversation, please? Like, please, let us stop pussyfooting around when it comes to the Andrea Barnes character and get her to the point where she's sick of her own She looks in the mirror and sees a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Gorgeous gowns. But she's also sick of her own because she's not where she wants to be or where she thinks that she could be at her own doing. She has yet to cultivate a meaningful relationship, and that's including Jordan's ass. Because he dropped you like a bad habit for his incestuous ass relationship with his goddamn sister. Her girlfriends, her best of best girlfriend, we ain't even see her interact for real in 2 seasons. Andrea Barnes is able to hold on to nothing. Everything is like quicksand in her goddamn hands. And while all of it sounds better than I'm saying, it's real. You get to a place in life, especially as a black woman, especially as a black woman in corporate America, especially as a wannabe, well-to-do black woman, you sometimes get to a place where the decisions that you make leads you to some place that you didn't actually want to be and that you feel stuck at. At what point are we going to tell that part of the story and stop relying on Andrea's looks, stop relying on Andrea's desirability to scapegoat the fact that she's in a circumstance that she put herself in and she needs to figure out how to get out of it and nobody can save her. It doesn't matter how many people you send, Tyler, writers. Nobody can save Andrea Barnes but Andrea Barnes. And I'm going to be sick and tired of the character and don't want to see her actually on screen until we talk about something real. Ugh.
Yeah. All that. Uh, all that. You know, when she first of all, I do love the way that Robin intellectually maneuvers with Andy.
Mm.
The fact that he knew that it was Fatima who was filling her head with this BS because he knows that Fatima does not trust him. I have a brain, thank you very much. I could think for myself. I said, "Excuse me, Scarecrow."
When you
No, you
start doing
don't.
that? When that became a
No,
part
you
of it?
don't. Because
Oh, okay.
if I remember correctly, when you went to Ace Ventura, Pet Detective Zach and Fatima, you were surprised that they had Robin on the board and that he was the number one suspect for them. Mind you, these are people who have no expertise, no experience with this yet, and still you're taking their word to believe that this was Robin who did it. There's no evidence, no reason for him to do this, but yet you believe in Fatima and Zach. Girl, go jump in the pool. Because clearly something is wrong. And the fact that Andy believes, for in my opinion, that things should just be given to her. You
Mm-hmm.
have not worked for anything. The fact that you think you should be managing partner, nothing that you've done in these 8 seasons, in these 5 years, has proven to me that you are owed that position. You've done nothing to earn it. Absolutely nothing to earn it. I mean, I know a lot of people talk about when in the beginning, she got that big divorce settlement. Okay, yeah, that's true. But then the very next day, we find out you're asleep. A potential client come in, you boning her husband, and then say nothing. If it weren't for Leslie showing you the pictures, you was thinking you and Gary was scot free. No, ma'am. Jasmine clocked your tea as well as Leslie did. You and Gary were sloppy. You're
Mm-hmm.
being followed. So no, ma'am, you're not. No, no, no.
And again, on the writing tip, if we are going to be entitled and cry about what we feel like we're entitled to, then at least get her to telling us where she think that she earned it. At least get her to say out loud some of the superficial that she's banking on to give her the managing partner position, to feel like she has raised her social standing at the damn law firm. She doesn't even speak to anything that she believes herself to do. So it's all of this, woe is me, I was supposed to lead the damn law firm and everything is being taken from me, and oh my god, everybody's against me, but you're not actually speaking to anything that you did. Girl, only thing that we see you consistently do well is dress. This ain't a fashion show.
What's that?
But anyway, everything Ali said, y'all, and I'm sick of it. I'm about to go back to not talking about Andrea Barnes, so I hope that y'all enjoyed my last little rant, cause I just can't be giving energy to Simple no more. Like I just,
No,
I can't.
no. And the fact that the show was supposed to have been created around the Andy character,
Yes.
which is so sad and disturbing because she has the least amount of substance,
Mm-hmm.
but she's supposed to be the main character. Baby, you don't give main character energy
At all.
at all.
The saving grace is that KJ is powerful and really intriguing to look
Yes.
at, but the Andrea Barnes character on the page, hmm, womp womp. Next, let's go to Daniela, which we didn't get a lot of, but I feel like
We
they did a
didn't.
good job with the amount that they
They
gave us.
did. They did.
What's your thoughts on her?
They did. I'm trying to think. Did I really have any thoughts? Okay, because I think her opening scene was her journaling,
Mm-hmm.
if I remember correctly. Okay, it was her journaling. She talked about, Zach. I think I'm just over it. I know that Zach was probably used as a catalyst. I'm just so sick of Zach and Fatima getting all this praise. Like
Mm.
I'm just sick of it because we're acting as if. And I know that Danny did say the same energy that she was giving to Zach, she should be giving that same energy to her man. But my thing is, let's not act like or take away from the fact that you have had your sisters in your life pouring into you, coming to your rescue, trying to save you, have been saying some of the same stuff that Zach has been telling you. He ain't saying nothing no different. But yet, he gets the praises. I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that. But I am grateful to see the character of Danny in this kind of mature place, acknowledging, the things that she need to do, how she should talk to Tony, how she should open up to him, so on and so forth. I wish she would have taken the whole day off, like just stayed and been one with herself in her thoughts, like how she's feeling. Because going to work for what? To drink a glass of water? You could do that at home.
And to get y'all in trouble because this man put in PTO for your ass. PTO that he wasn't actually supposed to authorize.
So
And he said he was going to go ahead and figure it out. Only for you to bring your goofy ass in here and blow up the damn spot.
I'm like,
But we're surprised that
yeah,
HR
that just
just wants to see y'all immediately. Hmm.
right. I'm
Hmm.
just like, 'cause what sense? What sense? Okay, I guess that was the ploy. Let me go to work after journaling about Zach for 5 minutes.
So I agree with you
Okay.
in reference to the like propping up Zach, but the only difference is that I actually appreciate it, except for the fact that this is kind of a little bit too like they've done this without any of the setup that they could have used. This is the relationship that Zach and Danny were supposed to have the last 4 seasons. When Zach left her
Yes.
house, he was not supposed to leave Danny's life, and I feel like they really had a missed opportunity when it comes to Zach and the Daniella character, because those two should have had each other as the tent poles to try to bounce some kind of sense. You menacing over in your life, you menacing over in your life, but when we come back, we both tell each other we crazy as hell. We need to get it together. We go back out there and we continue to fuck up. When we come back, you know you fucking up. You know you fucking up, Zach. And that was what it's supposed to be. And I feel like what we got to see in the last episode and we got to see in this episode would have been the result of years of that or seasons of that. But because we didn't get all of this at this end feels very unearned, and it feels like you're just giving Zach all of these props when this nigga basically abandoned you and treated you like the random ass ghetto girl that he wanted no parts of when you did go sniffing around his new setup and everything, only to come drop a couple words of wisdom and now you're praising him. That is annoying. However, it does track for the Daniela character to value the man who she's not actually sleeping with in his perspective more than the man that she is, because she is already um assigned any man that she's sleeping with to the trauma that comes from the sexual
Hmm.
abuse that she was inflicted or felt experienced.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's more of that. Like I feel like when it comes to the Daniela character, while it could be tinges of, them just plot armoring Zach and like, yes, all praise to Zach. I think also the parts of it is the writers trying to get on the right path in reference to giving good reasonings and whys to Daniela and her process and her thoughts. And the only way for her to really take in a male perspective, she has to not have had romantic relations with that man, and
Hmm.
Zach is the only one available for that, because she doesn't really have a relationship with Aaron, which would be amazing if she did. Rich is
Yes.
stupid. I don't give a damn. I said it.
Yes.
um and then her and Maurice don't like each other.
Facts. Facts. Yeah.
But I feel
And that
you.
leaves Zach. But yeah, I mean, but it does track, as you stated, he is the one that she has not had a sexual history with, who she could be receptive to the things that he's saying, because she knows he's not trying to get anything or obtain anything sexually from her. So she can be receptive and, and open to the things that he's saying. So
And maybe also
I
she's
definitely
only
think
able to
that.
do it now, Allie, because she's sober. Because also when Zach was living with her, she was not sober and she was pushing
No,
up
she
on
was
him.
not.
So it's also, it could be the circumstances and less Zach and what we have been given in reference to him and how they position him. It could just be
Hmm.
the perfect storm.
Yeah. They're gonna have to do more for me to hop on that train, because I felt like I was done with. I released a video, asking, are Zach and Danny friends? And I think the thing for me ended with that was when he began hooking up Preston with black women and
Yeah.
having them go to the places that he knew Danny would frequent. so that he could run into her and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but anybody who considers me a sister and I consider them a brother, they wouldn't do something like that to me.
Yeah.
And then when she, went and had a conversation with Zach, well, you like him, and but you don't want nobody in your business. Rightfully so. You don't want these women coming and interrupting anything that you have going on with Fatima, yet you didn't find an issue to insert yourself into her business. But that's Zach. I can do it, but you can't do it to me. But I can do it to you.
Yep.
But I do like the fact, like I said, even all of that, it did not take away from their moment, because I still think their scenes, that scene, especially last week, was incredibly beautiful to watch. I thought it was great, and even the things that Danny learned and was able to verbalize, I thought it was amazing. It was just as you stated, I just didn't feel it was deserving, because how did we get here?
Yeah.
But I know who we're dealing with when it comes to the writers as a collective. And when they're trying to push a narrative, they don't give a damn what happened in the past. They gonna push it, whether it makes sense or not. So, I know who I'm dealing with on that aspect of it.
Child. And Tony, you trying to have a little bit of boundaries and a little bit of standoffishness when she first pop up at that damn airport bar. It's a little bit too little too late. Y'all asses is going to the principal office. Bye. Next.
Next.
Sabrina Hollis. This was your episode, mama. From now on, this is how you Sabrina.
No, but you did that, boo. You did that.
She did.
You did that. You did that. I felt everything. Everything. I felt the disappointment, the despair, the uncertainty, the questioning, the doubt. I felt everything through Novi, and I think Novi is such a great artist. She's a great actor, because a lot of times she don't even have to say anything. It's in her eyes. It's in her facial expression. She's so great at that. But Sabrina in this episode was chef kiss to me. Everything. Her and Monty. For those, the guy who plays Rich. And he's a wonderful actor too. If you've never seen him, please see him on something other than Bruh. I'm just gonna put it out there. He's great. He is great at what he does. He is great at what he
really
does.
Is.
And
tonight he show up and show out. I
he
still
showed
can't
it.
stand Rich's ass, but baby, I am locked in and I don't want him off the show no more. We are doing something with his character, and I am here for every part of it. I am eating it up with a spoon. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean we're going to give enough time and dialogue to break down sickle cell anemia for all of y'all who might not know? What do you mean we're going to have to be so that they have enough time to even get to an emotional place to be devastated? And now we crying. What do we mean we watching the stages of grief go through this man's head and pop out through his eyes and stumble out through his words? What do you mean we're clicking on all cylinders right now? This is the stories that we are here to see for a show titled Sistas. A girl sitting in a damn fertility clinic, the hospital, after going through bouts of IVF. Her man not wanting to be a father, then magically wanting to be a father when she finds a donor because his ego is bothering him. And now he's going to go ahead and be tapped in because he realizes what he got. He realizes only for us to get to a place where he actually cannot conceive in this way. He would have to do it the old-fashioned way because of this trait. All of the grief that even comes, not even just from the rejection, the surface level rejection of you, we can't use your sample, but the doctor having to reveal something to you that you didn't know about yourself and you damn near 40. And it's medical. And the way the doctor had to reiterate to him how he doesn't actually have sickle cell felt so real. How nothing is actually wrong with him, but him going to those places and really like peeling back the layers like an onion, you could really just see the processing of the grief and the turmoil that comes up. I'm like, I could watch this all damn day. Still can't stand Rich's ass. But that is the storytelling that I would love to permeate all of the rest of the characters on Sistas' storylines. I would love it if they did that.
Yeah. They did it so beautifully too, and I think if you're gonna spend that, because I think that scene was like 5 minutes and 30 seconds alone. If you're gonna spend that amount of time on any scene, it needs to be done in that way. It was educational. They were able to take in. They were able to process. You could see the confusion. You could see everything, all the emotions that both of these individuals were going through. Even with Sabrina getting such a devastating blow and still trying to be there for him and console him and make sure that he's good, for him to be calm so that he can understand what the doctor is actually saying. And I love how, as someone stated earlier, it took the time to truly educate them on what this actually means. What is sickle cell? That it has, and there are people who were listening that have heard the term sickle cell, but didn't know that it was something that affects your red blood cells and how it actually looks, or how a normal blood cell is, round, but then you got sickle cell, it is in the form of a sickle, so that's what causes the uncomfortability and the pain. And I'm like, this is how you write.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you deliver. And the woman, I don't know her name, who portrays the doctor,
Ooh.
she was so believable. She was so convincing, even when Rich kept saying about him having sickle cell and what he can possibly give his child. And she was like, I need you to keep at the forethought of your mind, you do not have sickle cell. But even discussing, that these are the things that can happen if you do have a child with sickle cell. It shows up as early as 5 months. These are the things to look for. And when she got to stroke, he clapped his hands like, enough, I can't hear
And
no
she
more.
responded. I love when I can tell an actor's
Yes.
tapped in. She said, yes. Everybody was clicking on all
Mm-hmm.
cylinders. All cylinders in that scene. I was just like, wait a minute. Is this Tyler?
Yeah.
The scene was so great. And it also just, for me, it just goes to prove, like, I don't need any of these characters to be perfect. In all of the criticism that I
Correct.
provide, it's never to perfect the character. It is for us to get a fully fleshed out story. Rich is still raggedy as hell. Rich is still narcissistic as hell. But in the moments that we've seen in the past 2 episodes, he's way more human. He's allowing that to show, and he's being accountable to that. Him even apologizing when we get back to the apartment for making it all about him, and then taking time and creating space. Now he goes back to him, focusing on him shortly after, but he peeks out, and then there's some duality there. That is what we're actually looking for. So now I'm rooting for a character, and not even rooting for him to stay with Sabrina, but like rooting for him to still get more screen time because you're giving me a compelling story, even though I can't stand this damn character. The man is raggedy as hell, but the
Yes,
story is
he
being
is.
told. Again, y'all ain't gotta be perfect. Y'all just gotta give us something to see. Woo.
Please. That's all we want. That is all we want. Yes. Those are great moments. Those are great moments. Um, and it just adds to the story. So now Dominique gonna, of course, we see him in the preview. He come excuse me, he comes back, but the conversation there,
Yep.
the conversation of what does Sabrina want to do? Does she want to use his sperm to fertilize her eggs? How is this thing going to work? And I love that because I was getting so many people, and I would see some of the questions in our lives. I would see the comments under my videos, as well as some of the sisters forums across social media, and I answered it in my video because a lot of people were confused as to why Sabrina was doing the treatments instead of just having sex the old fashioned way, or producing a child the old fashioned way. And as I stated in the video, and as she stated tonight, she does not want to have a child right now. But when she's ready, she want to make sure that she has viable eggs, the viable sperm that has fertilized them, and that she can carry these children. And so that's the reason why she's not, she thinks she's trying to have a baby right now. And I like what you said about the duality of Rich, because to me he was one dimensional from the moment he's been on this show.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past 2 weeks, we have been able to see this man have such a colorful
Yep.
presence
Yep.
that we can see him. The fact that this man cried, the fact that he was devastated, and even though I initially, when I first watched, because this was another scene that they released as a sneak peek,
Mm.
um, and as I was watching it, at first I was like, I don't like how he coming at Sabrina. But then, and I didn't, but I had to take that part out of it and put myself in that position. What would happen if you were told something that you just didn't know? and you're confused because it's like, well, how, I didn't know this about myself. What does this mean? Can I possibly harm my child? Like you have all these questions,
Mm-hmm.
all these things come into your mind that you just didn't know. And I love the that's it. It felt so real. That moment just
Mm-hmm.
felt so real, in so many ways. So I'm grateful that whoever the people or the person that decided to go in this direction, it was so needed. And I do thank you because I'm always an advocate for addressing issues that directly affect the Black community, and sickle cell is definitely one. Lupus is definitely one. You know, just those things that we don't really think about. Um, that definitely affects our community. So I'm glad that they acknowledge this and they're doing it the way they're supposed to do it.
Yeah. And the way that the scene was set up, not only did they give enough space and breath to the number one concern, the like revealing to Rich about him carrying a sickle cell trait, but then they also just did a beautiful progression through the rest of the conflict that's going to carry to the next episodes in reference to you're going to use Dominique's sperm to like and have him father your children because of all of this. It felt natural. And then one thing in reference to the progression of how that information was revealed and how they actually discussed it, because one thing that happens often in this show, and I think also in some other shows, is that they are so hyper focused on the drama and the conflict that they just kind of throw it at you and just say it, and it's like, okay, now we're in it, but we don't have a strong
Mm-hmm.
transition. We don't really understand how we got here. Now all of a sudden somebody mad about this and now you mad about that. But this just felt, every beat of it felt so natural. It felt like the progression that would happen when this set of circumstances was given to any well-adjusted normal black couple and go,
Mm-hmm.
and then we love
Yeah,
it. Rich, you did ass
absolutely.
wrong. You did ass wrong worry about that man's sperm, but we understand why you're doing it. And
Yeah,
again,
we
that is
understand.
my point. If we got a why behind some stuff, now we're actually having a conversation. You just running around here stomping your feet, kicking up your heels, entitled to this, entitled to that, pissed off, and not explaining why or not even processing why for yourself. What am I supposed to do with that? But I understand the why. Your ego is bruised. You had wrapped your head around the idea of this life with this girl. You didn't have your little love and basketball moment. Y'all done talked about y'all damn kids. You were fully on board at this point, only to find out that you aren't going to be allowed. And I know that men have a problem with that concept, right? You're not going to be allowed to do this thing. But wait, your understudy is ready, virile, and ready to go. That's some that's gonna really with you. I totally understand how that's gonna put you in a selfish place. How that's gonna put you in your ego, ready to jump this girl bones right now, as if she wasn't just dropping crocodile tears with this devastating ass news. Sir, I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. Please, please. But again, we understand why, given the circumstances, given the information revealed, and given the time and like the whole setup. Again, perfect, beautiful.
Yes,
Y'all did that.
sure did.
Hmm. I want to say anything else we need to talk
Ooh.
about. Yes. One. Oh wait, before we even leave Sabrina, do we want Sabrina to use Dominique's sperm?
Um, yes.
Ooh, why?
I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I know that this thing is fresh, and I know that Sabrina is taking in everything that the doctor told her, all that information. But I do believe that at this current moment, she hasn't said anything to Rich, but I don't believe that Sabrina is comfortable with using Rich as a viable source to have a family with. I think it's going to cause issues. I think that it is important for her to have her eggs fertilized by Domini. And since Sabrina has, as the lady said, she's spent that money, she's done the process, she's done all these things. I would hate for it to be of not. Yeah, you use his sperm. You may never even use it, but at least you have the option. That's how I feel.
Do you think that she should take Rich up on his offer and get pregnant now?
No, absolutely not. Because she's not ready for motherhood right now. She doesn't want to be a mother right now. And I don't think she should rush it. And that's even more reason why I think she should use Dominique's sperm to fertilize her eggs. Like she may not. That's just like people I know. Like when I was watching Tamar or Back to Family Values, Tamar went through that process, but ended up getting pregnant the old fashioned way. I don't even think she ever used the eggs, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe, I don't know if she did. Don't come for me. I didn't watch all the episodes. I don't know. But I know that she did go through that process, but she ended up having Logan, having old natural normal sex with her then husband at the time. So I feel that she should do it. Don't sell herself short. I was gonna say be selfish, but I don't even think it's selfish. She believes this is her purpose, and she's going through that process. This is a man who you're getting to know, who was more than happy and willing and able to help you. Why not? But don't rush to motherhood because you found out this news.
Yeah. And just so we're clear, y'all, the whole rush to motherhood with Rich would come just because she is a woman on the tail end of her 30s, approaching 40s. And that's the whole reason why she wanted to freeze her eggs to begin with, because she has less and less
Yeah.
time to have, viable eggs herself. Um, the part that I just, so many points that you made are just very valid points. But the one that's a stickler for me, Allie,
Mm-hmm.
we want to impregnate this woman tonight, but we have not visited Jared's, Tiffany's, Van Cleef and Arpels, K Jewelers. Like, you want to put a baby in her tonight, but you ain't put a ring on her finger yesterday. Rich, please. Like, I cannot even take you seriously because we have yet to even have the marriage conversation. You want to be with her. You think she's a great girl. Oh my God. And you're a divorcee. You done this before, so marriage is not a concept to you. It's actually a thing that you've experienced. You know all the ins and outs. You want to get this girl a baby. You got on board with fatherhood. You made it in and out of a previous marriage with no kids. Latched onto the idea that you will never be a father. And you gave up that idea before you thought at all to put a ring on Sabrina Hollis's finger. How am I supposed to take anything that you're saying seriously? No, we're not putting no baby in her belly tonight. You did not even put a ring on her finger. And why is that also not part of the conversation? If I'm going to criticize anything, I'm just also like, Sabrina, are you going to ask for one at any given point? Because we all caught up in the feelings in the honeymoon phase of your man getting on board with this plan that you have and the great sex of it and all. But what does y'all future really look like? Because there's way too many people, specifically in our culture, that are just so comfortable bringing kids into this world, but don't want to sign on the dotted line, don't want to buy the house together, don't want to do all the other things to actually build a strong foundation, but we're going to bring some kids that are going to be here. Y'all responsibility for 18 years, but the next 90, the shit that you're doing right now is going to impact the next 90 years of another human being's life, and we ain't got no second thoughts about that. But we got second thought about a ring, second thought about a house. Like, Rich, please. I'm still stuck there.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think the first or second episode that we were introduced to these men, I don't think none of them had an interest in getting married again.
But we want to have her baby.
But we want to have her baby. But then again too, I feel like, let's just say Sabrina doesn't want to get married. Can we have those conversations though? Because those are real conversations. Because you have people who do not want. They want the family. Mm-hmm. They want the house. Mm-hmm. They'll do things the legal way. They'll sign stuff. But I do not want to get married. But this is what I want. Is that Sabrina's desire? What is her desire for marriage? Because she's never said it. She said her purpose was to be a mother.
She has said it when she talked about the white.
Does she want to get married?
I think they had a conversation. It was her and Calvin that had a conversation. She's like, of course, I want the marriage and the white picket fence. Why do I recall her saying that?
Okay. She just didn't want it with him. Okay, gotcha.
But I recall her saying that.
Okay, then that needs to be, like, to me, a conversation. Like, I would hope, and I know they've been together, in the Showtime, 4 months? I believe so, 4 or 5 months. 4 or 5 months. So it's like, okay, because I'm like, Karen is 7 months pregnant? 7.5. So yeah, y'all have been together for about 4 months. Do we want to get married? Because I don't think your boy do, honey.
And to
But
your
that goes
point,
back to
Allie, of
the.
like them having a conversation, the people that I have seen in the whole like I don't want to get married, however I'm committed to you, they also have a very strong position there. So in the ways that they
Mhm.
cannot provide the assurance or the reassurance of the stability of the relationship by way of this piece of paper and this ring, they over index somewhere else, trying to show you like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm in this. Rich is not that guy. All he got for you is juice, baby. Juice and peen. That's it. So I'm saying where
I'm
the ring
doing.
at because you ain't offering nothing else. You keep coming over here with this goddamn juice. Maurice said, "Well, we started eating acai bowls. What is juice? Juice? Oh, we can't do Soldier Boy no more since he want to be raggedy."
Babe, oh, girl. Honey, when I tell you I was on the same page, I'm like, because, Rich, you ain't bringing nothing to the table but some strawberry, raspberry, and kiwi blends. Okay? Um, you're more excited about opening up a second business than you are about the possibility of becoming Sabrina's husband or just the conversation
Or life
around it.
partner.
Or life partner. Like, I haven't seen anything that like makes me believe that's where you want to go. And no diss to Zach and Fatima, or maybe it is a slight diss. I don't want the next person or whomever, if they do it, to get engaged on this show. I want it to be deserving. I want it to be because it's a conversation that you guys have had, not because they have a fear of losing you or a fear
Ooh.
of you walking away. I want it to be because, you know what, when I think about my future and when I think about my life, you're the only person that I see myself in partnership with. I want to be with you. I want to build with you. Like, that's what I want to see for the next person to get engaged. 'Cause I know a lot of people, when I'm talking to them, they love to throw in the fact that Fatima and Zach are engaged. I said, that's supposed to mean what to me?
Ooh.
That don't mean their engagement don't mean jack to me. The fact that Zach calls Fatima his wife means nothing to me. You
Absolutely nothing.
think about the damn engagement. Fatima was on a. How the hell you bring your ex to a date that your man taking you out of, like, to prove a point, and your point wasn't even proved. So I'm like, no,
Cause you
I
keep
want to see
swaying
like
up and down when you done, and you ain't been done with Zach Ash yet, and you done been through
you
hell,
ain't
hot
been
water, and you barely got
done,
6 edges to rub together.
baby. I know my cap, Zach. I know how much I can take. I said, that's your problem. Because what that has shown me is that in these previous relationships that's coming to the surface
Ooh,
now, baby, you done been through a lot. You don't know
at
when to say
all,
when.
at all,
Fatima, you don't know when to say when. No, but
at
I want to
all.
see that, and it even made me think about, and I wish they would have elaborated. And that's why we need to see Aaron,
Ooh,
because when
that's where it
Karen
gotta
made the
come, Alec. That's
statement,
the only way it's coming. The
mm-hmm,
only way we're getting
mm-hmm,
an engagement worth something is if it's them two. Anybody else is
yeah,
all right. We just throwing out rings. We can
that's
get
true
this out of
too.
the bubble
That's
gum
true.
machine.
Yeah, that is true. Because when Karen made the statement, you know, I forgot what she said before this, but she was like, I'm like, she said Zach is happy, and I'm starting a whole new life. I concluded in my mind that she's talking about a new beginning with Aaron. She's starting
Yes.
her own, she's having her own family, her own unit that has absolutely nothing to do with Zach other than the fact that they share a child together. But what does this beautiful new life for Karen looks like? Like, I'm excited to see that journey for these other women. For me, honestly, and I want to know if you felt this way too. When I was watching tonight's episode, even though I only gave it a 5, I felt like we are in a moment where the show is about to pivot in a great way. Because
Mm.
it seemed like all the characters except Andy, which is odd. It seemed like all the characters are being set up for a new beginning.
Yep.
But I didn't get that feeling from Andy's character. But I think they're gonna pull some BS with her character too. That I ain't gonna be with it. But everybody else, it felt real though.
Yeah.
It just felt real.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what y'all got up y'all sleeve for next season? Because I see it.
I definitely
I
can
see
see it
it.
too. It's definitely something brewing. I just don't think I'm allowing myself to get excited
I feel you. I feel you.
as it
I
pertains
definitely
to
feel you.
that. Other than the main girls, Only other things is Maurice down there talking to old Father Time. I really
Hey,
enjoy
Paige.
Maurice. I enjoy Maurice so much, baby. And then Gary down there having a goddamn fit. Why? Why? Because you're the devil, sir.
Now,
You're the
I asked
devil.
this question. I asked this question to our family before we got on screen. And I said, after watching tonight's episode, do any of y'all want to come on my side and believe that Gary really does have amnesia? I think I only got one person that said yes.
I put it in my
Everybody else,
breakdown, Allie. I had a whole moment where I said Allie was right. Allie was right. Gary actually had amnesia.
he have amnesia. And I think what started, because it was so funny, because the fandom was going crazy. I don't respond. I just be reading the comments. Why he stand for Team and Zach? They ain't never did. I said, but no, his memories are jumbled. Like they're not
Mm-hmm.
together. So the fact that, in fact, Zach did hit him, and
Yep.
Fatima did put a knife to his neck, and that's how he's seeing it, but he's not connecting the time frame of when these things actually happened. But I'm like, it was watching him, to me, Cheeto really did that, because like it was almost as if I know these things happen. I'm trying to make sense of this, and I don't know why these people are coming at me. What did I do to them? Like honestly, what, and just the frustration of
Mm-hmm.
not knowing who you are, the things that you have been capable of doing. Oh, is
I
wild.
can't wait till he
Not
finds out
is
who the hell
wild.
he really is. Especially if he basically is like a new person, like a blank slate. And if he doesn't have the same evilish tendencies, like how is he going to resolve who he is and who he has been with who he is now, who he knows himself to
Yeah,
be.
yeah, that's gonna be something now.
You called it, friend. You definitely called it. Anything else, y'all, that we missed in talking about tonight's episode before we get ready to get them on out of here?
Let's look at these comments. What they saying?
He knew enough to lie for Andy. Cause he want Andy ass back
Yeah,
so bad.
he did. Naya said he how he went from Andy was there to no, I don't know. Yeah, because you want to protect her,
Mm-hmm.
and then I feel like she was there, but it's like, do you know why she was there?
Right.
Because I think the part that he was able to remember, I don't think Andy was saying anything. He only remembered Fatima having the knife to his neck.
Yep. And then the question just deepening like the why, because if Andy's there and if Andy cares about me, if we be kissing pinky rings and then why would she just stand there and let this woman
Hmm.
do this?
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all said it better be Aaron getting our sister a nice house. Yes, period. I need Aaron to come in and show these people how relationships are really done,
Please.
or at least how they should be.
Yeah, even for him too, because I mean, it's so many people who don't like Aaron.
Mm.
I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but I mean, okay. But with Aaron, I just feel like I want so much for him too, because we were able to see that this man was in a 15-year marriage, and who knows how long Fawn was cheating on him. And even though
Mm.
we don't know the ins and outs of the marriage, we don't know the ins and outs of, because I know people love to say, well, the kids didn't like him. I said, I bet they didn't, because Aaron, in my perspective, he's a very structured person. This how we gonna do this. This how we go. And you ain't my daddy. We know how step kids can be at times, if you have ever experienced that. But I'm just like, I want him to experience that type of love as well, because it
Mm-hmm.
was obvious he did not get it. And I think he's such a good person by even trying to preserve Fawn's integrity and her reputation, that he never exposed the stuff that she was doing. He took it. And I'm like, I want, and I think it's good too, even though we want to see these black women, have love and experience love. To me, it's great too to see a black man who has been deprived of a certain type of love be able to receive that from a woman who has healed.
Mm-hmm.
and understanding that you may be further along emotionally than I am, but I'm in a position now that I'm willing to give you everything that I'm able to possess in this moment. And I just really want that for Karen and Aaron. Like, I really want to see that happen for them soon,
Yeah,
writers.
same, same. And furthermore, from what you're saying, Allie, it's also beautiful to see, like, along the way, this same black man not like regress or devolve to a place of animosity, but like just pouring from a pure place of abundance with his love. That is also a visual that I don't think that we actually get to see, and setting a tone for the closest thing to unconditional love in a person to person form. Um,
Yeah.
that to me was just, Aaron will always just have a wonderful place in my heart because of that. Hey Vaughn, welcome in. I think I also saw Lynn Williams coming in a little bit ago. Hey Wednesday Talk. Um, yeah, that was the episode. That was our thoughts on it, y'all. And
Yeah.
anything else you want to share before we get out of here?
About the episode?
Or period.
Oh, just in general. Okay. Yeah, for those who believe in the power of prayer, for those who believe in sending, positive vibes, y'all send some my way. Because I am definitely in a moment in my life where I want to relieve myself of my job. And I've been in this struggle or tug of war for a while. And I believe that God has me in a place where He's beginning to make things uncomfortable. And it's almost kind of like, if you don't move, I'm going to create some stuff where you ain't got no choice but to move. And I'm kind of in that situation now. And I want to do YouTube full time. That's one of the things I want to do, and really diversify my channel, because I definitely am able to discuss more things than just sisters. So that's the direction I want to go into. So y'all just, just send the stuff to me, because I need it. I need it.
Prayers up,
And to
y'all.
leave your job and do this full time, that's a huge that's a huge jump. Um, but I was telling Erica before we came on, my mom's neighbor, who I've known him, I think, for the past like 8 years, they found him unresponsive in his house today. And it just let me know how a lot of times we just put off things so much. The things we want to do, the things we want to achieve and accomplish, and we continue to put it off. Like, girl, I'm gonna do that next month, or I'm gonna stay on this job for 6 more months. And in those 6 months, you could have took that leap of faith and really soared in the things that God has destined for you or placed in you. And I'm in that weird space in my life right now, and I'm just like, Lord, I don't want to move before you want me to move, but I know the shaking, the uncomfortability is happening. So, we just, nobody knows how much time we actually got down here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I know for me, I want to, um, every day that I'm given, to maximize it and make the most out of it. And I hope, I want that for y'all as well. So y'all just send those things, my way, because that's where your girl at. That's where your girl is at.
Keeping you in prayer and uplifted.
Appreciate it.
It gets a little sticky when God starts to make things shake, and it's like you
Yeah.
do have to move. I've definitely been there, and the times are not getting any more certain; they're getting more and more uncertain as we go along. But you got
Mhm.
this, Ellie, and we definitely gonna keep you in our
I
prayers,
appreciate
honey.
it. Thank you, girl.
All
I
right, y'all.
appreciate it.
I am getting on the road. Y'all will have the breakdown in about 20 minutes because it is already
Yeah,
done. It
safe
is already
travels.
edited. Thank you. Headed to Utah. Yes, headed to Utah for Sundance Film Fest. I'm going to have some red carpet interviews and some additional coverage while there. So y'all, when y'all see the videos hit the channel, please watch them. It might not be Sistas, it might not be Fatima, but please watch them. The family business comes back tomorrow, so it should be available around midnight Pacific Standard Time, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fatima finale is same time on BET Plus. It's the family business New Orleans. Sorry, let me clarify that. Harlem is also back. So it's gonna be quite a bit of content I'm trying to like cover while also fully get myself to this film festival and have a good time. If you're not following me on social media, that's TikTok, that's Twitter, well, Blue Sky Threads, Twitter, unfortunately, and Instagram, then please do at ericavane.com. You'll be able to keep up with me throughout the next 5 days as I'm moving about through Park City, Utah, where Sundance is held. It's a lot of really dope films that are on the slate, that are on the program that I'm really excited about. It's really some dope talent that I'm excited about. I'm hoping to get an interview with Nicole Bahari, Zawanda Wise, Andre Holland, just a few of my faves. Ugh.
Love all of them. I love all of them. Yes, ma'am.
So please, when y'all see the content, hit the channel, support it, because I'm also hoping to parlay this into something else later on down the line. All right.
Yes,
If you
yes,
guys are
girl.
working on something, if you are struggling with something, if you are trying to process and sit with something, just know that you have everything that you need to move in the moment that you're in. You lack nothing.
Man.
Lean on God or whatever source that you believe in, and trust in yourself and the current lived experiences that you have up until this point, and then make a decision to move, because
Yes.
not making a decision is still a damn decision. And I don't know why I said that, but I felt called to. And
Yes.
on that note, we gonna go ahead and get out of here, y'all. I will see you next week for another Our Sisters Keeper. If I don't see you sooner, for maybe a pop-up live at Sundance or in one of my videos. Good night.
Yes. Good night, y'all.